was found here. You'll come around here. I'm gonna leave now. I'm gonna leave now. I was found here. You'll come around here. I was found here. You'll come around here. Leading me higher. 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 Leading me higher.
You know the type of guy that was a jock in high school but ended up becoming a huge nerd? You know, someone that's not afraid to make a fool of themselves on the internet. And someone that likes to shoot polaroid a little too much. Did I say huge nerd? You know, just an ordinary, everyday guy. Well, that's me. I'm just another Chris. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. I set up this set to be able to live stream. So let me know if there's any weird bugs and kinks such as that. I have things routed. I'm pointing at my microphone, by the way. I have things routed in so many different ways that I sometimes get confused. So let me know if there's any weird kinks. But yeah, I wanted to go live today. There was a video released today on this. I figured we could maybe go over some questions and concerns about it. Not that there's any concerns, but thought I'd mention that and utilize the time to kind of test this out. So you guys are my guinea pigs. A lot of you in the house today, thank you so much. And I'm actually multi-streaming over on Facebook right now too. I don't really use Facebook anymore, but I figured why not try it out and maybe I'll go back to doing Facebook too? I doubt it, but you never know. How's it going? Oh, there you go. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for joining in. Hello, there's a lot of you in the house. Thank you, Fire. Yes, so this, someone asked about this. Where is it? Send, dang it. There it is. It's not copywritten, all those songs? Absolutely not. I use a website called Epidemic Sound, and they are music, or they're a site that creates custom music to be able to use on YouTube, Facebook, all of the places that so you don't get a copyright strike. So there you go. Hello, hello. W, hopefully that means, win, hopefully. As usual, I don't have a place for my iPad for comments. So, I have to have it right here. I keep forgetting to order a little mount for my desks to be able to do this. I want to upgrade my system a little bit too, to where it's just, I don't use an iPad, I use something different. So we'll see if that happens at all. But thank you. Welcome in. Welcome in. I got a wire in the way that's blocking some of your comment. I got to fix that too. Off-topic question: should I buy a square glass if I have an SQ6? Does the image qual is the image qual is the? I can't even talk today. It's been a long week and it's only Wednesday. Based on the reviews, if you already have a square camera, I would say stick with it. The filmography of both of those cameras actually are pretty sleek and pocketable. So I there's some cool features that the Square has, but the major downside is the viewfinder on that. It's hard to frame things up. So if you already have a Square camera, maybe not. I'd say no. I'd stick with SQ6, and I am working on a video review on that coming soon-ish. Coming soon. But my preliminary review is that camera is really cool. It's pretty awesome. The only thing that doesn't have, like, over the lithography one, actually there's a few things it doesn't have, but one of the cool ones is that removable remote. And yeah, I think that actually might, well, and of course the SQ or the lithography Square, it has a glass lens, so there is that too. So you get a little bit sharper photos. But I've been very pleased with the SQ6. Pretty good. A couple comments coming over from Facebook. What's going on, Bruce in the house? Welcome, long time viewer from another old what's it called? Old regime, if you will. Not really a regime. Over on my other toy page. I almost went live on the toy page just to check in exclusively, not like on my YouTube channel or nothing, but just to check in because, hey, we got Caesar too. What's going on from Facebook? I wanted to go live over there and just be like, yo, are live sales still a thing? Do people still do that? Because I got some stuff I want to sell, but that's a whole other topic for not this particular stream or channels. Is there any box type camera with a glass lens? Not that I'm aware of, no. The only glass lenses as far as like Polaroid goes would be the SX70 type cameras, and that's it. No, actually that's not true. Spectra. There is a couple Spectra cameras that have some glass lenses, but unfortunately that film is no longer being made. And there is a company that I hope I can get them on the new podcast. Yes, you guys haven't seen the podcast, consider checking it out. Just on the podcast on YouTube and Spotify. Video forms on both if you're into that sort of thing. But there's a company that makes some cool adapters to be able to allow 600 film to be used in Spectra cameras. More on that later, hopefully in the future. I can discuss it more. So you mean eBay? You're not interested in secondhand sites. Well, the only way to get like older cameras, they're all gonna be secondhand. So there's that. Nice background. Well, thank you. Thank you. I try. I do my best. You were always the best. I think you're referencing the toys stuff. Well, I appreciate that. I do what I can. Maybe I'll do one just for fun. The last time I did one of those live streams, though, was like a year ago, and I didn't sell anything, so I stopped. Why? So, but anyway, I digress. There was one model made with a glass lens, really weird, but I gotta move that wire. I have an audio cable going right across my screen. I need to fix that. Realistically, find a glass 600. Yeah, I don't know of any box. I don't know what camera had one. I don't think any of them had them. Sorry, unless you're talking about the Spectra cameras. I'd love to. I'm gonna start read from here because I cannot see that. Freaking cable's in the way. I would love to use the lab to relocate the amazing Polaroid from the Euphoria. Oh, do it! I love the lab for that reason, to be able to recreate photos. That's so cool. I never watched that show, but I'm assuming there's some cool Polaroids in there that you can recreate. Nas camera, 3 words. Maybe that's 2, right? Well, that's 2. Okay, I can get it in 4 words. Maybe one day. But no current plans to get one or do a video on that. I would love to, but those cameras are so expensive, and I've reached out to them to see about doing some sort of collaboration, maybe get a loaner camera just to test and do a video on, but they said they don't work with creators, so there was that, and I don't really feel like dropping $600 or so on a camera, even though I already did with the Mint RF70. Yeah, I have one in my possession, purchased it, paid $1,000 for it. Well, $960, I think, or whatever, $980, pretty close to $1,000. But that will never happen again. So there you go. Had to change my YouTube profile pic to the Spitfire shirt. There it is. Look at that. Thank you for the plug. If you guys aren't in the Spitfire Club, what are you waiting for? There's some really cool stuff. And this weekend even. Check. Woohoo. Hang on. If you're not in there, there's a link for it. But if you, this weekend, Sunday, the very first ever Spitfire Club monthly, maybe weekly one day, but right now it's monthly, our a group Zoom call or group coaching, whatever you want to call it, as it goes by different names. But we're all going to get together. We're all going to chat. You don't have to chat. You don't even have to be on camera. You can have the camera off and the microphone off. You can be a fly on the wall. You don't feel the pressure to be there, but you can be a part of it. And then I'm going to be having guests on. We're all going to chat. I'm going to get other creators. That's what the guests would be. So you can interview some of these people, ask some questions. It's going to be really fun. But the first one happens on Sunday. That's part of the Spitfire Club. There's a lot of other cool factors that go into it, like monthly photos, signs sent to your door every month, and some other cool stuff, like that t-shirt. Consider joining today. I might get the lab to do some game screenshots. That's a pretty cool thing. Actually, funny you bring that up because, as you guys know from like my intro of the YouTube channel, I love My Name is Earl, and that show. There's some episodes if you guys know that show. But Crabman, he does his high scores on what was it, Galaga? Joust? Oh, I can't remember which game he plays, but it's on Atari. Shoot, I can't remember what it was, but he takes a Polaroid of his high scores on his TV and he has them up on his wall. So I thought about doing something like that. It'd be pretty fun. I'll send it to you on Discord. It was based off of the 90s. Yeah, let me know. I am very curious. I'm not familiar with that particular camera. I'm always up to learning more. What's going on, Ryan? Another Facebook stream. I am surprised anyone's getting those notifications on Facebook. I haven't even touched that page in like 2 years. But hey, what's going on? Thank you so much. Good to see you in here. I've used Polaroids for a bit, but is it worth buying an SX70? Yeah, absolutely. It is yes and no, depending on your shooting style. SX70 cameras are awesome, depending on which models you get. Like this one has autofocus via sonar, it has a glass lens, but mostly I like this just for the fact that I can look through the lens and see my exact framing. That's pretty much the only reason why I like this. Some other people like how crisp and sharp they are, or the autofocus, all that stuff, right? Depends on your preference. So if you've been shooting Polaroid for a while and you've been interested in one, sure, get one. Test it out. If you don't like it, you can always sell it. You can always move it along. But I recommend at least trying it once. They're pretty cool. And they're actually starting to go up in price. So if you can get one for a good deal, now would be a good time. So there you go. Great question, because I've mentioned this before, at least one of my streams, but this is a great question. Is it possible to make your own frame? I am working that out. I'm working on a video like that, where you can make your own custom frames. I'm still workshopping the ideas out, and there's some R&D going involved. So more on that later, but I think there is a way. And stay tuned and consider subscribing if you guys want to stay up to date with that, because that is coming. Thank you. Hey, another Facebook user. What's going on? Thank you. That's great. I got a sweet deal on that at Target. They put it on the wrong shelf for half off. I got it for like $10 or something like that. And when it rang up, it didn't ring up for the deal price. And I was like, hey, it was on the shelf. And they gave it to me for the sale price. And last thing I'll say about that lamp, I've had that for like 2 years. And I was like, I'm going to use that in my studio one day when I finally get one. And now I have one. I have a pretty big studio. This is pretty cool. So I knew the moment I opened the studio, like that's gonna have to be somewhere in here. And so now it's on the set. It's part of the background. It's pretty cool. I have to like lean over because I got a big light kind of blocking half my TV. It's still a work in progress in here, but it's coming together. I'll get to those in a second. Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm jumping into somebody else's comments here, but I will say, and if you guys know in my Discord, we literally kind of were chatting about this yesterday. Breaking Bad's so overrated. I said it. I only recently watched it this year. I watch every episode. I watched the movie. So overrated. It was good, kind of. The last season was great, and I kind of want to do I don't know if I want. I want to, but it would take too long, but that entire show can be edited down into like 2 movies. There's so much filler in that thing. It could just be. I could probably get down into 1 movie. Maybe I'll challenge myself one day when I'm bored. No, I'm not. I've never called Jeffrey Dahmer. Do I like SLRs, rangefinders, or point and shoots more? I think they all serve a purpose. Depends on a lot of factors, but I like SLRs, just again, for the fact that I can see right through the lens. But rangefinders are cool. Ooh, Amazon. I got a little blurb. I ordered some fun stuff for our videos coming up, and I just got a notification that it was delivered. I digress. But rangefinders are fun too. Like the Mint RF70 has one on there, and that's cool. But I would say SLR, like a SX70 would be my go-to. But as you all know, I do love my 1-step 2 camera, and that's just, point shoot basically. And that thing is really good too. Everything serves a purpose, I would say. Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I got some cool plans, really cool plans coming up. I got an event that I'm planning next year, and hopefully I'll be able to turn this studio into a spot where people can come and use it, either for education purposes, like classes and things. So I got some cool plans. Gonna try and make it happen soon. Because I've been called that. You've been called Jeffrey Dahmer for using Polaroid photos? I mean, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's totally overrated. It was so slow and boring. I literally watched 2 seasons. And I was like waiting for it to get good. It started kind of getting good to like the last episode of season 2, but then it like just dragged out. And then the very last episode of the season 3, I'm like, oh, there's a good one. And then it dragged out again. That freaking show. Oh, you live in Wisconsin, so that makes sense. 2 best 600 cameras. 600. Let's see. Sun 660. I would go with that one for number 1, and maybe the Impulse AF for that. Those are great cameras. Both have autofocus though, so maybe I'll do one without autofocus. Let's see. One without autofocus. The Taz camera. I've been enjoying that one. If you can get the Taz 600 camera, that one's pretty cool. But I think that's basically a close-up camera. Yeah, I think it's a close-up camera just with a cool Taz molded face to it. I don't know, but those are great. I like those. I do have that Disney one back there, but it's a retrospect. I actually haven't used it yet. I need to do that. It's pretty cool. The 90th anniversary one. Oh, I thought this was in frame the whole time. Guess what I found at Target on the shelf recently? Brand new. Look at that. Oh, you can't see that. Yeah, it's a 1-step 2 camera. It was brand new on the shelf. Sealed. Look at that, 1-step 2. Brand new. They haven't made this in years. What the heck? It was only one of them, so I couldn't just leave it there, so I bought it. I thought it was in frame this whole time, but it wasn't. There we go. I hook up a new HDMI splitter for just, you guys won't see this signal, but like, it's a little cramped, a little more cropped in. And it's not as good quality. Hopefully the stream is coming out okay. Which it should, because they're coming. The stream's going out in a different signal. But I digress again. Yeah, the earlier seasons are very slow, and the Fly episode was pure filler. Oh, everyone was like, "Oh, it's the Fly episode. You're gonna love it. It's so good." I'm like, "What?" It was so stupid. Him falling was cool, I guess. But that was about it. Still great show. I mean, I think the whole concept of the show is really cool, but it should have been a movie, like a trilogy, 3 movies, like a John Wick situation. I mean, I know it's not really an action movie, but it could have been in some regards. But 3 movies of that, the thing would have been killer. And then done a spin-off show still, like with Better Call Saul. I started watching that a little bit. I need to get back to that. I liked his character the most, to be honest. He was cool. What is the current? Oh, to get. I'm actually getting it today. Not for me personally, I would say, but I'm picking up the Instax Evo. Shout out to Brian. He hooked me up with a link to Target. And happened to be one in my area, which is shocking because you never get those in my area. they had a couple left, so I'm picking that up tonight. I purchased it through Target, the whatever store pickup, and I get so many comments on that thing, and people are just dying for me to do a review. So I'm getting that one. I've been keeping an eye out on that for months, like 6 months. And every time I'm about to get one, it's sold out or it's being scalped for nearly double, sometimes even more. I think briefly they were going for like $450, $500 like 3-4 months ago. But so they're picking that one up. But for me personally, I would probably go with the Legoland one, just because of my past with Lego. That's kind of what started me off on my own, like working for myself thing. So it'd be cool to have this for the shelf. It kind of combines a lot of my interests. So I think that would be the one I would, top of my get-to list. But that's a very rare camera and expensive. You're getting an SX70 for Christmas. Came today, looks pristine, but have some problems with the mechanics. Only tried to refill. So if you're having problems, I know a guy. If you guys haven't seen the latest podcast episode, there's only one right now. But if you guys haven't seen that, he repairs cameras and modifies them, does some cool things. He's got some unique products that he makes. It's pretty sweet, but he does camera repairs, so maybe check him out. He's only on Instagram right now. I don't have a link for him because I didn't know we were going to be talking about it, but chromatic.parts on Instagram. But if you check out the podcast, came out last week. Yeah, last Friday. It's here on YouTube, not on Facebook. Sorry, Facebook people. But it's also on Spotify. But there's links to him to get in contact if you're so inclined to his needs, which I sent a camera off yesterday to him to have some mods done to do a video. I'm excited. Okay, 2 best box 600 cameras. Already answered that one. Oh, box cameras? I mean, the Impulse AF is kind of a box camera, and of course the 660 is a box camera. So, there you go. Favorite Polaroid frame? I mean, come on, y'all should know that. My favorite Polaroid frames would be the Stranger Things ones. Come on. That's an easy one. Plus, the film itself, the chemistry they use, is still, outside of the fact that it's Stranger Things, is still my favorite chemistry they use. It looks so cool. It looks so retro. I really like it. Wish they'd make it again, but unfortunately not. Favorite Instax mini camera? Potentially the Evo that's coming. We'll see. I'm picking that up tonight, and it's kind of a hybrid. I mean, it's basically a digital camera though with a Instax printer built in. There is that, but it's it's cool looking. It's retro style. I don't know. That one I have a feeling it might be, but outside of that, I mean, I really don't shoot Instax mini that much. Sorry, but it's just I guess a regular like mini 9. Nothing fancy about it. They're all pretty much the same. The only ones out there that are different, the Lomography makes a couple. The Lomography Square has an option for a mini. You can shoot both, but it's already hard enough to frame. I remember shooting a 1 pack through that thing, and it was missing every single time. So, anyway. I guess it's like a regular Instax mini 8 or 9 camera would be mine. Docking camera. I do have one of those. I meant to do a video on that. Dave sent that to me years ago. Okay. How often, if ever, do you shoot 35 or 120? I do shoot both. I just sent off some rolls to be developed from 35. I don't shoot 120 often. I still have some in the fridge I need to shoot. But I don't shoot it often. I was really getting into it right when instant photography started taking off on my channel. And instant photography is very expensive as it is to create content around. I couldn't really justify like shooting 35 or medium format, even just by myself, like for my own personal reasons or whatever, off camera. That's kind of what I'm trying to say. I couldn't justify it because I was spending so much money on film to make these videos, and also buying these cameras. So I don't shoot it often, but I do have some, and I have some videos still coming. I have a video coming on the Coca-Cola soda can 35 millimeter camera, like a point and shoot one. I can't wait for that. I also have a disposable camera video coming, and then I've got, I guess, one other one. It's a Nicker Matte 35, just a regular, I don't know. We'll see. That one might not be turned into a video, but I got those two for sure. But I don't shoot often. I have done two, I think, that's it, videos on 35 and 120. Yeah, but that was a couple years ago. Yeah. I would shoot it more if it just wasn't so freaking expensive. Oh, man. Comments are flying by here. Ooh, here we go. What's this one? I noticed you are getting one of your cameras fixed. Yes, I am. What are you going to have him do to your camera? So I bought a camera specifically to have him work on it. They said, oh, it works. It didn't work. I was at least able to get it working. Some of the contacts were just a little corroded, and I think the film counter on the inside was a little gummed up and not resetting, so that wouldn't allow the camera to even like turn on. And the film door here was bent outwards like crazy amounts, to the point where if you put a photo through it, it fired off like a sniper rifle out of the camera. Crazy. But I'm having him just do a full restore on it and then modify it to shoot 600 film, because he's also hooking me up with his proprietary product called the Power Bar, and so which will power the camera via the flash port, and you can use I-type in SX70 cameras. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, so that's what I'm having him do to that camera, and I'm going to be doing a video on it as well once I get it back. So stay tuned. But I just sent it off. Technically this morning I dropped it off at in the mail, so it's going over to the UK. So I did pay for priority mail. It should get there in like 3 or 4 days actually, so it's not too bad. And then you know, him do his magic to it. So I would assume I'd get it back in like a week and a half. So stay tuned on that one. I really can't wait. Yeah, okay. You didn't enjoy? At least we're on the same page there. Oh, here we go. This is a good one because I've got some film recently for the Go camera, and I think I have one of the. Well, I mean, I know I have the original release of it because I ordered it the day of launch. But the film I've seen has improved because the results I've seen other people, you know, that are getting are so much better. Either it's the film or they improve the camera a little bit. So I did buy some film recently and I haven't shot it yet. And so I was going to test that out. So no, I really haven't used it that much in a while. So I need to get to that. I don't know what's that. You guys must have a separate conversation. What's that? My favorite. Oh wait. Yeah, this one. My 20-pound. Wait, is that euros? That's euros. Lab came with half a pack of Stranger Things. What? So I've bought. Fun fact. I bought like 20 plus packs. 20. At one point in my fridge, there was like 22, 23 packs of this film. And there's still one frame. Because there's 16 total frames you could get in those, right? There's still one I have not gotten. And I have 3 packs left. And I still have not gotten it. It's like the orange and purple something. I can't remember. I've never really seen it. Maybe it doesn't exist. That's never thought of that. Maybe they never actually made it. But it's on the cover of the box. They kind of show a corner of it. But anyway, fun fact. The problem with the Mini Evo is it uses a 10-year-old tiny, it uses like a web camera, basically. That I'm fully aware of. But it doesn't really matter because it's going on to a analog format, aka the film. So it doesn't really matter in that case. It kind of would lend its own unique look. And that's really the whole point of shooting with film or instant cameras. Everyone kind of tends to go to, well, the quality isn't as good as my Hasselblad or my Mamiya camera. But shoot with those. Shoot with your whatever high-end camera and get your settings. Instant photography is a whole other ballgame. It's not about having the best quality image unless you're totally overexpose like one particular camera, but it's not about having the perfect shot. It's about the uniqueness of it and the simplicity of it. So that's my 2 cents on that topic. And I thought about doing a podcast episode kind of on that. But we'll see what's going on. Hello, hello, hello. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for stopping by. Ooh, great question. What's my favorite memory that I've captured? Well, one is coming to mind. There's been a lot. When I shoot, so if you follow me on Instagram, I post all my photos there. And yes, I shoot like the cliche stuff from time to time. Mostly sometimes to be funny, to be ironic. Like I just started my I've only shot 2, but I've started my what's it called? Like the cars, the corners of the car with the headlight shots that every photographer does. So I just started doing that to be funny. But then I shoot neon signs, which I do love. That's probably the one I actually do love, but it's still kind of a cliche thing. But typically, the majority of my photos overall are of memories of things that are happening, like a group of friends or at parties, or pictures of me in my costumes or whatever. But there is one particular one that does stand out, and don't mean to get down, get serious on you, basically. But last Christmas, I didn't know if my mom would even have a Christmas last year with us. She went through some major health problems and, kind of nearly came close to dying. And so she pulled through and got healthy, which is great. She had both kidney failures and stuff. And I was able to, and she was able to be there. And I took a picture of her, and she was holding up one of my buckets that I give. If you guys are familiar with that, I do something special every year for people. But my family is usually, they get one every year. But she was holding the bucket up, and I did post it on Instagram. But the photo ejected 2 photos at the same time as like a misfire of the pack. But it didn't ruin the photo. It perfectly went around her, so where it didn't spread. She's holding up the bucket, and it perfectly aligned just right around her and did this wave. And I don't know. That's the one that comes to mind for me, for one of my better moments. Because I think that's what Polaroid and instant photography in general is for, is capturing moments. We tend to start, a lot of us treat it as like it's a professional thing. You need to go take the highest quality pictures of like landscapes and models and things like that. But I'm not really on that spectrum. I see it as more as it's for fun. It's for your friends. Take pictures of them having a good time and things like that. So anyway, I didn't mean to get serious there, but I guess that would be my my answer. Anyway, okay. Where did I leave off here? Where is it? Oh, I did want to talk about this. I was going to make a video, but it wasn't really a point. Maybe it'll be a podcast topic at some point. But I know I've talked about it before in a live stream, but it's cool. But I think they're a little behind the times a little bit. It should have been something like that should have came out like 10 years ago, and even then, I think it might have been a little too late. Bluetooth speakers and stuff is a thing of the past, and here they are launching it. They put their own little twist on it, which is I applaud them, and it's cool. I don't see myself purchasing one. Maybe if someone gifts one to me, I can try it out and see what it's like. I like the aspect, and it's kind of cool. You can't skip the songs. It's kind of like listen to the radio and just get what you get. It's neat. It's a cool concept, but I think they're a little behind the times. Any experience with Mint Time Machine? Yes, I have. Last year? 2 years ago? Last year? Early last year? Something like that. I did a video on the Mint 670S. Yeah, and it has a time machine. Basically, it's a 600 converted camera that allows the use of a little adapter on top to manually control the shutter of the camera. I did not like it. mostly due to the fact that kind of what I was just talking about. I don't like it's just not for me. It's not like it's a bad camera. Don't get me wrong. And these are some of my major hangups with the RF70. I don't like having that much control over an instant camera. I'd rather just pull out, a digital camera or even a film camera and things like that. I like shooting instant photography for the simplicity of it, of just pushing a button and you're done. I get enough of all of the overthinking in my day job, having to worry about camera settings and all that stuff. So I like the simplicity of just pushing the one button and being done. Doesn't mean it's a bad product. It just wasn't for me. And you probably think differently of how you want to use your cameras. Totally fine. I don't have any major hangups other than the fact that how expensive they charge for that stuff. It's unnecessary, mint. Now, the RF70, I can see where you're coming from just because you created that camera from scratch, right? That is your camera. The polaroid side of it is you're just taking these cameras that have already been made and you just modify it and slap $1,000 price tag on it. Not cool, but whatever. Personal, humble opinion. Do it. Just do it. I want to start a YouTube channel about instant photography. What are the costs? Well, it's the cost of film, cost of cameras, cost of editing software, cost of the cameras you shoot things with. It's the cost. It just costs everywhere. But just cut it down to use your phone, set it on a tripod, lean it up against a wall, whatever you got to do. Hit record, download some free apps to edit your videos. Bada bing, bada boom. Start your YouTube channel. Don't get hung up on, I need to be perfect right away. It just won't. Get over it. I started that way for years. I put off making a channel because I wanted to know everything. I wanted to know how everything worked so it was perfect. It's the stupidest thinking. I stunted myself, basically. I kept myself, I could have started the channel 10 years prior. Even though this channel was made in 2009, but I didn't really start uploading until like 2014. But not on this stuff. It was on something else. But yeah, and if you just gotta do it. And yeah, it is expensive to be a creator. Very, very expensive. Especially if you want to do instant photography, because you're gonna use up your film in different ways you didn't think of. For me, a lot of times I have to take the same photo 6 or 7 times with multiple different cameras, and I go through a couple different packs of film just to test them out to show you which camera to buy and which one's better. So just for that particular test, could have cost $30-40. So just in film. Keep that in mind, but get to it. Don't hold yourself back. The metal backing was bent. Yes, you're talking about the one I sent in. Yeah, it was bent and it was crazy. PC versus Xbox. You mean PS4, like PlayStation? Xbox, all the way, baby. All the way. If I find any Stranger Things film, I'll probably send it to you. Thank you. Yes, I do have a P.O. box. It's in the description. That'd be fantastic. There's not very much of it available currently. There's a few packs online. People are scalping it for a pretty high price these days, but I'll be very grateful of that. If you're a long-time viewer, you see me, I do my Stranger Things annual Halloween special, and I try to at least shoot 1 pack or more during those episodes. But I only got a couple packs left, and it's starting to show its age. Should probably try and shoot up all of the rest of it soon. But that'd be great. And but I appreciate it. There's a P.O. box in the description. Yeah, perfectly happy with the Mini Evo as a party camera. Totally. Yeah, because if I'm not mistaken, it's a Bluetooth speaker too. It's a Bluetooth printer as well, right? You can use from your phone and print them off that way. I have a feeling I'm actually going to like this camera. I don't hate Instax minis. It's not my favorite to shoot. It just depends on what I'm shooting. We had a discussion about this in the Discord today. If you guys aren't in Discord, consider joining. It's free. There's a link in the description. But we were talking about the minis, and I feel it serves a purpose, definitely. And just use the right tool for the right situation. And Instax Mini is great for parties. So for me, I have a feeling I'm going to love it because I love shooting instant photography in a group setting with people and whatnot. So I have a feeling I'm actually going to like it. So many. Oh, here we go. Why did you get into instant photography? And did you take any photography classes? No, on the classes part. I did video class in high school. And then I wanted to take photography class, but I wasn't allowed to because I was already taking video. It was a bummer. But I chose video over photography. Fun fact about me: I'm not a photographer. I've never considered myself one. I'm video, sure, but photography is more of a hobby. But anyway, no, I got into instant photography because as a kid I always wanted a Polaroid camera, but I never got one. I have a brother and a sister, so it was just been way too expensive for my parents to be like, here's a pack of film every now and then. So I get that, but we didn't have. But I always wanted to. I always wanted one, and so when was that? Yeah, it was 2018. I was doing a different version of the Patreon back then, basically on another channel, and I wanted to implement this thing, which I thought about bringing back, because I think it's still pretty fun, where you subscribe to a particular tier, and you got a monthly photo of something completely random sent to your door every month. And so I used a Instax mini camera for that, and I made a video about it on this channel. So in 2018 was my first instant photography channel, or instant photography video. It was so much fun. I really enjoyed it. I'm like, man. And the video did extraordinarily well at the time. Considering I was pulling in like 20 to 40 views on a good day per video. And that one got like 600 views in like the first couple weeks. I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. Plus it was fun. And I was like, so I hemmed and hawed about it. So I started doing retro-y things, which kind of morphed into what we are today. And in 2020, though, is when I really locked it in. Because in 2019, I didn't upload anything to this channel. I was on a completely separate YouTube channel, which, long story, but I won't get into it. But it's no longer around now, technically. But I took that year away from this channel, and then in 2020, when the pandemic hit, I picked up a lomography camera. Nope, that's a lie. In 2019, I picked up a Stranger Things camera to resell, because I was doing buy-sell trade content, teaching people how to buy-sell trade, because I have a massive background in that. I've owned businesses where I bought and sold stuff, so I turned it into an education platform on that channel and teaching people how where to go. So I happened to find a Stranger Things Polaroid camera on a Facebook Marketplace deal. It's recorded. I still have that. Actually, yeah, it's a playlist on this YouTube channel. Part of my Flipping Geeks series. Sorry, I'm all over the place right now. But I bought that one and just put it to the side. Didn't sell it. But yeah, in 2020 though, I pulled it out and then I'm like, this is pretty cool. And shot a pack and I'm like, wow, this is really expensive. So I started looking at cheaper options, and I picked up the lomography square glass. Bought a square pack of film, which you got double, right? So I was like, ooh, I'm getting way more for the price of one Polaroid pack, but I still need to justify this, so I made a video, and it blew up. I didn't upload anything on this channel. Typically, algorithm on YouTube, if you don't upload for a while, you don't get views, it hurts the channel. And I didn't upload anything on this channel in quite some time, and I posted that on there, and it got several thousand views within the first few days. And I'm like, this is cool, and so that's kind of where I started. I know it's a super long story, I'm sorry. But I've always loved it. I just never got around or had the opportunity to do it. So I one day just decided to go for it. That's that. I should have said that instead of the long about way. Do you know why? Do I know why film is so expensive? Because we live in a digital age. That's just how it is. So materials and things like that, market. The amount of people, supply and demand situation, that's why. Very expensive. Thank you. I really appreciate that. She's doing really well right now. She's now officially on the transplant list. So that's exciting, which doesn't quite happen to people that quickly. What? Is it safe? Is it safe to open Polaroids in other instances? What do you mean? The peel up, open up, cut up the film, or open the door? Because there's a pack in here. There's 5 photos left in here, and I can open this and it won't ruin the film. Is that what you mean? Same thing with instax, just don't pull the pack out, and you will be fine. Oh, here we go. I'm skipping some comments because yes, Army of Darkness all the way. I mean, Spaceballs is great, but Army of Darkness is literally my favorite movie of all time. Yeah, I actually have down there, I rotate. So over here right now, let's see the VHS tapes back there. Right now I got some Back to the Future up. I rotate them. There's an Army of Darkness one in the mix as well. Army of Darkness, favorite movie, all time. Greatest. I've met Bruce a couple times, actually. He's an asshole. On purpose. That's just his shtick. But yeah, I skipped over a bunch, so let me go back to that. I saw that one. I had to say it. Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, me too. I agree that my photos with the loved ones are the pictures cherished the most. Yeah, exactly. Totally. Friends, this is what Polaroid's for. I feel. Good. What do you think of the scene of Polaroid Instagram? Well, what do I think of the scene, like in general, like our community and dedicated accounts? Like what I mean? Like mine turned into one. I think it's cool. I guess that's it. That's all I gotta say about that. I guess I don't fully understand what you're saying. Like the general like community of instant photography shooters on Instagram. Is that what you're getting at? That's what I would say. I found a seriously great deal on the Mint SLRs. Ended up being cheaper to get rather than refurbed. Really? How so? I mean, I guess it depends on where you go. Because if you do the conversions, and well, no, even then, because even retrospect, they charge $100 now. I think it was $80. Now it's $100 for a conversion. And so if you buy a SLR camera of any kind, SX70s or whatever, they range in price. Like I just picked them up for $50, which is a rarity. They're typically like 100 to 150, 180 kind of now is pretty much like a ballpark range is what you'll pay. But even with that, I mean, you're looking at only like $250, 300 max. So that's interesting because that's Mint, I guess if you did say you got a good deal on it, so maybe it was aftermarket, not directly from Mint. So that's probably why. Because I'm say Mint charges literally a mint for those. I got mine aftermarket and I paid $550 for it. Yeah, and then I sold it. I knew I wasn't going to keep it, but I just did it for the video's sake. Like the RF70. The Mint 6. The 670S, yes, I bought that one, paid about $500-600 for it, sold it, and I'm going to be doing the same thing with the Mint RF70. So many people ask about it. I need to make videos about it, but man, $1,000 in the hole, it's crazy. No, it'd be fun. This would be fun to do. I don't have the means. I don't have the camera. I don't have. Yes, that's about it. And yeah, it'd be super fun to do. I would love to have somebody here during my event next year to maybe have the option for that. But man, it's so expensive. It's a cool thing that it's still around and you can still do it. But I think a box of 8 photos is like $200. At least it was. Something like that. Yeah, it's not cheap. No, I'm not worried about the photos fading. I think you had to worry about that with the very first run of Impossible Project Polaroids. I think those even faded after like 6 months to a year. But no, I don't think you have to worry about that because even photos, I know it's not the same chemistry as originally, but photos from like the the 70s, 80s, 90s, all that stuff, they're great. They're hold up to this day. I have some, but I know they don't have the same formula as they once had. But the stuff has gotten so good, and apparently they got a new formula coming out next year. So I don't think we're gonna have to worry about that. Don't think you're good. I think you're good. And if you're worried about it, just put it in an album or a shoebox and keep the light away from it. You'll be fine. We'll see though. Maybe if I'm still doing this YouTube channel in 30 years, I'll let you know. I'll make a video. Yeah. See, I don't understand what that means. Open up, like take a photo and slice it and open it that way, like peel it apart. If that's the case, then I mean, you have to do it with gloves on because there's still chemistry in there. But yeah, it's safe to do. Or are you talking about opening the camera like this and like there's still a pack of film in here? Like if that's the case, then yes, you can do that. But just don't pull out the pack, and then the top photo will be ruined. What would be the best tip for shooting for beginners with a 1-step plus? Keep it out of, keep the Bluetooth off. Don't use your phone. Don't do any of that stuff right away, at least. And get comfortable with the camera. Go outside. And I'm actually working on a course, by the way. I think I talked about it before, but I'm working on a master class, if you will, on how to shoot instant photography. I go through the camera types, what they do, what's out there currently. I'm still working on it, but like I go out, like take you out and show you scenarios on how to shoot it and get better results. But if you're just starting out, make sure to have the main light source behind you, and that you're at least, well, if you're using the 1-step plus, you don't have to really worry about it, but make sure you're at least 4 feet away. And then if, on that one, it does have the extra close-up lens, the manually flick it over. So on that one, make sure you're paying attention to that. I've missed shots just because I forgot to flip that a few times. But keep it out of Bluetooth mode if you're just starting out and shoot it regular. That's a important thing. Listening to vinyls on Polaroids. Yeah, listening to vinyls, shooting on Polaroids. Like, what do you mean? Wait, listening to vinyls equals shooting on Polaroids. I don't know if I know what that means, but I like both. Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely. I purposely don't watch Army of Darkness often, just because it's my favorite movie, and so when I do watch it, I'm like, oh, I haven't seen this in so long. I don't want to get like tired of it, even though I doubt I would. But it's always nice to be like, oh, my favorite movie, and I haven't seen it in a while. I love that meeting. However, I did see it. No, I've seen it once this year. I almost watched it with my sister on Halloween. We almost watched that, but we didn't, which is fine. But favorite movie of all time. Okay, comments keep rolling through. Can you use instax in a Spectra camera? Yes, with modification to the packs and stuff. It's a hassle. If you're really committed to it, you could, but you'd only be able to do like one photo, and it wouldn't, as far as I know, you wouldn't be able to eject it. You'd have to pull it out and put it in. I don't know. It's just, it'd be too complicated. But anything is possible. Trust me. I have a Kodak, one of the Kodak instant cameras that I've been kind of messing with, and I put it on hold and never got back to it. But being able to shoot instax square through it. So you can do it though. But Spectra though, I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't see why not. I'm sure it's possible. The photo would probably be mirrored though, because of the way the instax exposes. They expose on the back. So it'd probably be mirrored because it's bouncing off a mirror and down to flip it. But we'll see. It's possible, probably. The reality is film has always been expensive. With inflation, it's about the same price then and now. Is it though? Even film back in the day, even with inflation? How much was a pack of film in 1984? I bet it was not $20. Like what it is now. Already kind of answered this, but yeah, the speakers, I think they're a little too late. It's a cool idea though. All right, I thought I sent that off. Tomorrow I will unbox the Mint TL70 that I paid 60 euros and sent for the repair to Mint HQ. Hopefully. The focus system was off. I do want to try that camera one day, but Mint stuff I haven't been totally happy with. So, but I've even that which version do you have? Because there is a first version of that where it was the screen was so dark and you couldn't really see what you were trying to take a picture of, and they came out with a version 2.0. But anyway, I digress. Where is it? Okay. Yeah. Yes, I know his channel. We've talked a few times. We don't really talk anymore. That's really all I can say about that. Just wanted to stop in and say hi. Thank you. What's up? What's going on? Thanks, Mike. Thank you for getting me into photography. Ooh, brought myself an Impulse a few months ago. Nice. Impulse is great. I got one in the back here, but it's half broken. Tupperware of instance. I don't have Tupperwares, but I've got shoe boxes. I've got albums. I've got miniature milk crates that was needed to finally get back to making those again. And I've got them hanging on walls. Yo, 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 what's up, Dave? Let's switch it up. I'll tell you the answer. You tell us the question. Answer 2. 2 packs of, wait, what? So you're going to switch it up. You tell us the question. Oh, so you're telling me the answer. 2 pack, okay. I think I follow what you're saying. So 2 packs of Walmart. Where can you go and get the cheapest, best deals on Instax mini film that has 2 packs of film? I don't know. I think I failed that. The guy was selling all of his equipment, got it for 300 Australian. So that's not too bad. That's really not, yeah, that's not too bad. Wait, cut your comment off. Oh, wait, can I finish reading it? Oh, there we go. Brand new from Mint is $1,450. Wait, what's that in American? So it's probably about $1,000. Yeah, brand new from them. Even though technically it's not brand new. I mean, it's refurbished cameras that they modified. But dang, that's crazy price. Seriously good idea. Yeah. I slice open a couple Instax Square pictures to see Q-tip the bleach to get the cool good. So you can do some cool stuff. Like I've kind of wanted to mess around with it, but I haven't done it. But those transparencies, you can turn them into transparencies. Polaroid's easier. Apparently there's still a way to be able to do it with Instax pictures. I'm curious, but I want to do some Polaroid ones. So if you don't know what that is, you take a picture, you let it like pretty much develop after like 5 minutes, and then you can split it open and start peeling out the layers, and you can actually make a cool shadow box with the layers and put like a light behind it. It's kind of neat, and it's pretty cool. I think it actually might only work with black and white now I think about it. I have to research that. I meant to do a video one day, but never got around to it. Do I have a bucket shot? Kind of, yes, but it's not what you would think. It's just like getting photos with particular people on Instax, just instant film in general. But like, I would love to meet Jason Lee and get a photo with him. I think that'd be cool, because he played using my name's role. And it's kind of the intro to my channel. So it's just like kind of like pictures with particular people, I guess. I'll have to think about like other stuff. I'm sure there is. Maybe like a cool helicopter shot from a window of the helicopter. I've never been in a helicopter, but that would be cool. Does vinyl music have the same emotional effect as instant photography? It's both, I find, very therapeutic. So maybe yes. I love just throwing on a vinyl, turn off TV, even turn off my phone sometimes, and build Lego and listen to music. It's so nice. And instant photography is a way for me to do a similar thing, but the phone, nothing's digital. It's all in my pocket or wherever turned off. And I'm just walking around and just getting to enjoy the scenes that I'm out, things like that. Just film in general is a similar feeling. It's really nice to be able to just look through, push one button, and just walk away. If you're shooting digital or even film, mostly digital, you're snapping away. You're looking at the screen the entire time. You're not even looking at the actual thing with your own 2 eyes. You're not experiencing it. So I get the same feeling, I guess I would say, just in a different way. Have you seen? No. What's that? Park Project. I don't know what that is. What is it? Do tell. 50. This order 50 pack. Love to show it to you. Do you have Instagram? I do have Instagram. Link is in the description. But if you want to, you can share it in our Discord if you're not part of the Discord. It's free. Check it out. It is a great question. It was a great question. Where do you get best deal on instant mini film? Walmart. Somehow. It's $13. $14. It's like $13.90 for a 2-pack. How they get those deals, I don't know. But they do. Just heads up, I picked up the Evo at Target just now. Yes, I'm picking mine up tonight. After this stream, probably. What time is it? I got a lot of work done today. I got ahead. It's only 3 o'clock. 3:30, actually. But tonight, I'm picking it up. Yeah, there you go. I have no idea how did Target get them in store. I thought they were only online stuff, which is really cool. But especially in my area, that stuff, we don't get stuff like that anymore. It's hard to even, they barely stock our shelves. It's terrible. What's the perfect temperature for Polaroid? Great question. I did a video on that too. I released a way to compensate. I would say room temperature in like 60 to 70 degrees is like you're good. Anything over that, that's when you're going to start to see color shifts. But anything lower, so if you're going to be in like 30 degree, 40 degree weather, that's when it starts getting into the blue shifts as well. So I would say maybe high 50s all the way up to 70 degrees, you're going to be fine. Fahrenheit, by the way, I don't know where you could be Celsius, I don't know. But Fahrenheit. Managed to get the new SQ6 for a very low price. Nice. I got mine on Amazon. It was Prime Day. $70 or something like that with a pack of film. Crazy. Should I keep it, resell it, or buy something else? Just starting. Have a Polaroid 6. Your comment got cut off. I need to look into how to fix that. Because I know you can do that. I must have the character range set too low. Starting in the 6th close up, by the way, I found you 2 days ago. Hi, what's going on? Thanks, really appreciate it. It's a great question. Depends. Do you like shooting? Or I know you do. You may not even know this answer, but you're shooting Polaroid right now. Have you shot Instax ever before? If you haven't, I would have you shoot it at least once to find out, because if you may like shooting Instax more than Polaroid just because of a lot of factors. One, coming down to price. You can get a double pack of Square for, I think, the price did go up, but I think you can get them for $20. But they're 10 per pack, so 20 photos for basically $1 each. So you might like that aspect more. So I would shoot it. Plus, you would get to see the quality. It's actually a really good camera. You get some cool photos with it. Are there any alternatives to Polaroid's I-Type or 600? SX70 is SX70 film, but no, the Polaroid and Instax are the only ones that make film. Let me rephrase that. Polaroid and Fuji are the only ones that make film. Fuji Instax, that's where I'm getting it from. But yeah, Polaroid and Fuji are the only ones that make instant film for their proprietary cameras. Lomography makes cameras for Instax film, but there aren't any camera companies that make Polaroid cameras, which is weird. It's weird. You can get some camera backs, though. That's a whole other topic, though. External flash. Sometimes it's flash isn't for the 680. Maybe something's wrong with your flash. That thing's pretty bright. External flash, it doesn't have an option unless you use some sort of like a master slaves. No, that wouldn't even work. Well, yeah, it would. If you had like one of those what are those called? Just like a regular digital photography, flash, but that has the you turn it into a slave. So when you fire the flash on the 680, it'll trigger that one as well because it sees the flash go off and fires it. But that'd be the only other way. It doesn't have a sync port to be able to do that. Yeah, no, it doesn't. Like these, you have the flash port on top, and there are options that people make or you can buy. Like for instance, the Mint bar. The Mint flash bar has a sync port on the side, so you can use external flashes. But the 680 doesn't have that because they built in a flash. So you have to get pretty creative for that one to work. Wow, like a bunch of comments came in. Where'd it go? There it is. Okay. One word description for your next video. Honestly, I don't have a next video currently planned. Maybe the Evo, we'll see. Sometimes I just wake up one day and be like, oh, I have an idea and I'm going to make it. Or I'll read the board I have out there that has 60 ideas on there. So I don't have one currently like on the docket. Analog Things here in YouTube did some informational videos on this transparency. Yes, that's where I learned it. And I wish he would come back. He stopped making videos. I deep dived his channel when I was first starting into this back in 2020, and yeah, he stopped making videos. But I did see that video, and that's where I learned it. I learned a lot of stuff from him. I learned about that, and also what do you call that? Transfers. We peel off the film and you put them on paper. What's that called? Transfers? I can't remember what we call that. Ooh, you're working on a polazine, or photozine, sorry. And it is lean. It's a polazine. I just came up with that term right now. Have you ever made a zine? Yes, I have made 2. And they sold out. I thought about putting up another order of them, but actually it's a good idea. Maybe I should, because when I put those out, the channel wasn't at where it was or is now. I had half the subscribers now, so I wonder if I could get another order in for those and get a better deal, because I don't get good deals when I order them because I'm very low order amounts. So we'll see. You can actually see them on the website. They're labeled sold out, but you can only see what they look like. Oh, you did use the 2.0 for the TL70. Nice. Thoughts on the Lego Ideas Polaroid camera? I'm getting that. Absolutely. So cool. You know I'm getting that. I love Lego. Are you kidding me? I just built the, if Dave's still in here, he can vouch for this. Target had a glitch on the Optimus Prime Lego set, and I got it for a good deal. I got it for what, 140? 150. It was 150. It retails at Lego for 180. Plus, it was a $10 Target gift card for spending $50 or more. But I was really excited about that. How long have you known NopTop? I follow this channel since 2010, I think. Honestly, same. I followed Dave. I didn't even know his name was Dave, to be honest. But I knew him as NopTop. Probably around the exact same time, 2009, 2010 or so. I'm a lurker, though, a lot of times when I'm on YouTube. I don't leave comments hardly ever. And I just watched his videos, learned a lot, and then he disappeared. Stopped making videos for a while. And then he came back, but I stayed subscribed just in case. And then he came back, and I'd posted, well, I was making videos at that point, so this was 2020, I think it was, easily 2020. He left a comment on one of my videos. Blew my mind, and then he found me on Instagram, and so we just kind of started chatting. And then now we're friends. I went out and we hung out a few times. I got the Evo, and it's not really any better. Oh yeah, I forgot about the Elite Play. As far as a sensor, if you want funky effects, I don't. Wait, your comments cut off. Where are you at? I don't want funky effects, but I don't. It's not. It's got more of them. We'll find out. I think it looks cooler. It's more compact too. That Elite Play was huge, but I always forget about that one. That it already existed. Dude, what is this? What do you mean? What is this? Welcome to the Thunderdome, apparently. Yo, 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 what's going on? In the 70s, SX70 was released. Yes, exactly. And the film cost, no. It was, the film did, wait, well, actually, yeah, that makes sense. In I thought you were talking about the 680 for some reason. But yeah, in 1970, I specifically said 1984. I just threw that number out earlier. But 1984. Yeah, the reason that film was expensive then, it can't really be compared to today's, just because it was the iPhone of the day. This right here was a revolutionary piece of technology. So the film itself was also a revolutionary piece of technology. And so, yeah, that was very expensive. But then as the years went on, it got cheaper and cheaper because they were able to mass produce it. More people were interested. They came up with cheaper cameras. More people got into it. So that cost came way, way down. But yeah, 1970, when the SX70 came out, it was the first of its kind. Of course it's going to be expensive. It was for the elite. Remember when iPhones came out? No one had them. And if you did, it was a status statement just because of how expensive they were. I think they were only like, no, I think they were like $300-400. But in 2007, when the iPhone came out, I remember because one person at my high school had one my senior year. But anyway, find out how much they were in 1984. In the 80s. I just threw out 84 to be funny. Funny story of mine. I gotta move that cable. My professor of photography allowed me to turn in black and white Polaroid photos instead of prints. Really? Your comment is cut off. Hang on. For class, the whole class was stunned. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I wanted to take photography, but I was in video class, so they wouldn't let me. They wouldn't let me do both. But they would let me do video class for 3 periods, but they wouldn't let me do a photography class and the video class. Love your videos. Amazing quality. Well, thank you so much, Jack. Really appreciate it. Yep, Mint Flashbar 2 has a sync port. Absolutely, it does. And, fun fact, now I'm questioning it, but I'm pretty sure, but the lomography wide has a sync port, right? Yeah. And I believe the RF70 does too. Yeah. I gotta double check that. But I'm pretty sure. Come on. Nearly bought a one-step plus, but sadly no luck. Struggling to find one in Ireland. Yeah, they're getting harder and harder to get because they're a little bit older. Now, I don't know if this is something that Polaroid hasn't updated, but just yesterday I was on their Instagram page, and they have their shop connected to their account, and it showed one-step plus and 2 cameras still on there. Maybe that's worth checking out. I didn't investigate any further, but I saw that. I was a little surprised. But you never know. They might have it. Emulsion. That's what it's called. Thank you so much. The emulsion lift. Try it for the first time. Definitely needs improvement. Yeah, I think it's fun. It's cool. I would do it probably one time and then never do it again. Me personally. It's not my thing. I think it would be fun, though, to try. But, yeah. There you go. Hi, I was just watching the video we shot at the Target, on that Target deal. Oh, yeah? You filmed that. There's proof. Actually, yeah, you did film that whole thing because you were like, I was being arrogant. I'm like, oh, I'm going to get it for this price. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I did buy that the same day as the Polaroid Now Plus, right? That was the same time, wasn't it? I can't remember because we went specifically to get that camera at Target. I can't remember if I bought that and the Lego set the same day. I can't remember. Anything you would recommend instead of the One Step Plus? I love the Bluetooth, but don't trust the overexposure of the Now Plus. Yeah, don't get the Now Plus. They did improve it. I will give them that. I did say that in the latest video on does the Polaroid Now Plus still suck? One Step 2. I love the One Step 2. Just it doesn't have the Bluetooth, features. Only one lens. It's fixed, which I kind of like. It does have a self timer on it though, and it has a tripod mount. The Now, that was a fun thing someone was talking about in the Discord yesterday. The Now Polaroid, just the regular Now, doesn't even have a tripod mount. Fun fact there. But alternatively to the Now Plus, I would recommend, or the One Step Plus, I'd get One Step 2 or just the Polaroid Now. Polaroid Now is actually really good, comparable to one of these ones. There you go. I recently got 2 Polaroid 600 cameras from a yard sale. Nice, $4. And they work great. I was wondering if you have tried the black and whites. Hang on. It's caught off. Where did I leave off? It worked great. I was wondering if you had tried the black and white 600 film. Is it good? Here's the fun thing. I own some black and white film. It's all expired now, actually. But I've never shot black and white film ever on instant film. And I have been wanting to do a black and white video where it's like a sort of skit where it starts out in color and I like break my camera, like my video camera, and it somehow breaks into like it only shoots black and white. And so I'm like, oh, I guess I'll do a black and white video, film video, because you can't see the color anyway, or something like that. So I have some ideas for that. I also had ideas to where like I'm filming in color, so you guys don't lose the photo, like the manipulation of it, so you still have the actual color, but like the parts of the set are like a top-down view. It's like I've created a black and white environment. Anyway, I have some fun ideas I've been workshopping, but no, I've never shot black and white film. I need to. I have some. It's all expired though. Why can't I find black and white instax film? They have mini film. Ooh, I don't know. It's always sold out. Yeah, I mean, it gets popular, I guess. But yeah, I would try B&H. B&H tend to have a good selection of that. And I think it was last year. It might be a yearly thing to keep an eye out for. Around Christmas time, Black Friday time, which is approaching, B&H will clearance out their expired film. You can get some good deals. Instax film doesn't, in my opinion, it really doesn't expire. I mean, it does eventually. Obviously, if it's like 20 years old, I'm sure it wouldn't work. But I've shot 7-year-old, 8-year-old expired Instax film. Works great. So they sell it as expired film, and it's like a year past, or even 2 years sometimes, and you can get some good deals. Like I picked up some black and white wide film from them, and the 2 packs of it, just singles, I don't think they make doubles, for like $6 a piece or something like that. So keep an eye out for on B&H deals. There's sometimes some excellent ones on that sort of thing. I brought this up in the Discord, but got nowhere. We need a Spitfire Club hashtag. Oh, you did? I didn't see that. Where's it going? What do you mean hashtag? Like where? Like for Instagram and stuff? That'd be kind of cool. That's a cool idea. That's good. Yeah, I'll keep that in mind. I'll see if I can start something like that. Someone's selling a PX680 film around me. Do you have any experience with a PX? Oh, is that the, what the heck is that? The Impossible Project stuff? I think I know what that is, though. I have to see a picture of it. But no. So no, there's your answer. I don't have any way to, no experience. Black and white is excellent. I think it's actually more stable than the color. I think so too. That's what I've heard anyway. It's pretty expired, and that's fine. I'll do the video as shooting massively expired black and white film. So there you go. It probably won't get color shifts, obviously. It'll mostly just come down to the chemical spread, if it's dried up or not. I honestly prefer taking black and white Polaroids over color because it's a lot more interesting. I would say, depending on what you're shooting, right? Like it just depends on the subject matter. I think it'd be cool for portraits, get that dramatic little, effect going on, or I think that might be it. I mean, I guess some like architectural stuff would be super fun, shooting black and white. But maybe bands playing, that'd be kind of some cool photos. To shoot black and white, that is. Plus minus, how many instant pictures you took so far? Well, think of it this way. Each year I started this 2 years ago now. This will be the 3rd year coming up. I build out my photo album, just the Polaroids, not Instax. Because I'm a Polaroid guy. I build out the album, so every year I go through all my photos. I do a live stream. It's fun. It's super fun. It's kind of like a situation like this, but you get to be a part of it, and I show all the photos I've taken that year, relatively all of them. And then I build out the album, and those hold 120 photos, I think. And so I have 2 of those full, and then I've got an entire shoebox crammed, and then I've got at least another one half full. Dude, I probably shot 600+ easy. Tell me how much that is. I do not want to know what that cost. So said I had one bought today, but then the woman was selling it, texted me an hour later to apologize that her husband sold it. It's cut off. Sold it, was getting it for 80. Which one? Which one are you talking about? Which one? You just, I don't think you said. I know you said you've picked up some of the. Oh wait, you're talking about the One Step. That's right, One Step Plus, $80, good deal. If I had another one, I'd throw it up on the site. Every now and then, I'll throw one up on the Discord for sale or on my website, things like that. Just cameras in general. I'll clear some stuff out. I might have some extra something around here that I could probably sell, but I only got one. Yeah, I'm looking at my shelf. It's back there. I only got one Step Plus right now. I had a second one, but I traded it for the Taz camera. Yeah, to a fellow instant photography shooter. Do you like the Polaroid Go? I think it's cool. So yes and no. I need to shoot with it more. I've been seeing, we talked about a little bit earlier, I don't know if you were here, but I think they have improved either the camera or the film, because I've been seeing some cool, much better results that people, recently that people are getting. So I bought some film, like modern film, because all the stuff, I haven't really shot with that since I got it. Maybe one or two photos here and there, but I got some film to test that out, but I may end up buying another Go camera, like a modern one, and seeing like if there is improvements. Polaroid likes to sneak that in. They're not too transparent about their process of that stuff. Like the Polaroid Now Plus, they still refuse to acknowledge that camera, even them fixing it, well, improving it. The first time around, they denied it. They told me on a Zoom call face to face, they're like, you're the only person to complain about this. We haven't heard anyone. We haven't gotten a single complaint sent to us. Get out of here. Yeah, wait. Where is it? This is a great question. Can I explain what a conversion is, basically? I hear converted to X70 all the time, but I'm confused. Wait, where's the rest of the comment there? Aren't there SX70 film? Why use 600 film? Great question. Super good question. And the conversion, what that means is, so SX70 camera is a, what's the best way to describe this? So SX70 camera, when it first came out, there was only the one camera. They named it SX70 and they put out film for it named SX70 film. The shutter speed correlates to the film speed. And like on modern cameras, you can adjust the shutter speed, aperture, and the ISO. You can't do that on film. You choose your ISO by putting in that film type. Instant photography, only there's only a couple out there options, 2 to be honest, on Polaroid side. Now, you can't change the shutter speed. The shutter speed is fixed to the film speed. SX70 film has a speed or ISO or ASA. I don't know why people want to confuse people with so many different terminologies in that regard. But the film speed or how sensitive it is to light is 160, which is not very sensitive at all. So it needs a slower shutter to allow more light to enter in the camera to expose your photo. Now, 600 film has a speed or light sensitivity of 640, much, much more sensitive to light. So the shutter can be a little bit faster. The only cameras that can shoot 600, that faster shutter, would be SLR 680 or 690. And they are very expensive cameras. They're kind of rare. They didn't make too many of those because they were, later in the production days of Polaroid. They were already putting out the boxy type cameras, and this being super successful, and they just ended up putting those out, and that was it. Never made them again. Now, you can take these cameras and do a conversion and be able to shoot 600 film with that faster shutter. That's really what it is. Hopefully that wasn't too confusing. Let me know. Maybe I can do it better. What's the most basic / boring looking Polaroid camera you have? Basic? Look at my shelf. I can only see some of them. The most basic They're all pretty cool. I mean, I guess those 90s ones, which I don't own. So if you're familiar with the, I can't remember what model it is, but the Spice Girls camera, like that body, that weird, I don't know, that one would be the most boring one. But I don't own one of those. I don't know. Most boring one. I guess the Instax cameras, some of those, they're not really that cool looking. But it's not Polaroid. The Taz camera is amazing. It's super fun. I've been enjoying that one. Do you go to camera shows to buy cameras? No, there's hardly any shows. Actually, there's none that I didn't even know of around my area. That's where I'm actually going to be working on one. A photo meetup group party event. It's going to be awesome. I got some fun plans. But I pretty much buy mine online. I use like Facebook Marketplace, eBay, Mercari. You lovely viewers, from viewers like you, like in Discord and stuff, I'll chat and we'll trade or I'll buy, things like that. Borrow sometimes. Is it really that important to shield the photos? Great question. I'm working on it. I'm working on an experiment. I've been a strong believer that it doesn't. That they've gotten so much better. However, I inadvertently discovered something earlier this year that has me thinking the opposite. But I'm working on so many things all at the same time. But I have to wait for perfect weather to do some of these tests. But if you're inside, you don't even worry about it. It really has no factor. You're outside. If it's cloudy, you probably don't have to worry about it. Direct sunlight, that's probably where you still maybe potentially have to worry about it. But even then, you really wouldn't notice it. But I'm working on a Mythbuster series, and that's one of them, testing frog tongue. Do you need one? And I gotta wait for summer to come back. Summer's gone. So, springtime. I gotta wait for at least a spring to do that one. What's on the menu for dinner? Ooh, I got a perfect thing for it. It's easy. It's so easy. Homemade Crunch Wraps. Taco Bell Crunch Wrap Supremes. Homemade. Easy. Fairly cheap to make. Yeah, you get like a pound of meat, and then you get some taco seasoning if you want to just be quick. But you could use just do that. There's a little garlic in there if you get a little fancy, and then that's the most time-consuming part of all of it. And then you just take some nacho cheese, slap it on a tortilla a little bit in the middle, put the meat there. You take a what are those called? The corn shell, the hard shell, the flat ones. Boom. And you throw on some little lettuce, some onion, cheese. That's it. Fold it over, slap it on the frying pan. You're done. Fast, easy. You're looking at like $20, and it will last you at least like for a pound of the hamburger meat. You'll run out before all the other ingredients. That will last you like 5, or like it'll make you 5 Crunch Wraps. It's only like $20 to make all of it. It's great, fantastic. I'm probably gonna have one tonight. Now that I think I still have. I might be out of hamburger meat. Dang it, maybe I'll go to the grocery store on the way home. There's one right across the street from my studio, which has been very nice. There it is. Oh, wait, no, we already answered that one. Cool, I'll try to pick up some of the black and white film. Yeah, do it. Starting to make some good photos. Awesome. I'm really just starting to make good photos with a novice scale so far. It's really fun, and Chris has been really helped. Thank you, we appreciate it. Glad my video has been helpful. A lot of this stuff is just practice. Get out there, shoot it. Don't be afraid. I know I was the same way. I get where you're coming from, but don't be afraid to waste the film. Yes, it costs you money, but the only way to really get better at it is by practice and just be like, okay, well, I'm going to spend $20. I'm just going to go crazy. Maybe wait a week before you try it again. I don't know, depending on your income levels, but don't put yourself, don't go bankrupt. But just don't be afraid to waste it. And once you kind of get that out of your head, you'll learn pretty quickly what not to do next time, and you'll just be a lot better. Yeah, so there you go. Do you have any good tips for getting the lighting right on the 1 Cent Plus? I feel like I use the flash inside the photo, it gets very milky. Ooh, the milky, that could come down to the film. What type of film are you using? But I gotta check your rest of your comment. Got cut off. Very milky and overexposed, but when no flash, it's milky, but also too dark. I would check the film. That might be a film thing. Or check your lens. Maybe there's like a fingerprint smudge or something on there. Give it a wipe. But inside you should be totally fine. But also make sure the Bluetooth is off. I don't know if you on that one if you've used the Bluetooth before, but it saves the settings. I learned that the hard way. That's only one quirk about this, the 1 Cent Plus. So if you're using like manual mode or something, and you turn the, you're done. You turn off the camera and you turn off your phone. You go on about your day. 3-4 days later, you go back and you turn that camera on. It still has those settings saved, even if your phone's not connected, because it actually kind of is. So it saves those settings. So make sure the Bluetooth is turned off. Maybe that's it. Getting a cooking with Chris episode sounds tasty. That could be fun. But yeah, the Crunchwrap Supremes at home. Oh, I forgot about the sour cream. Important. Gotta have it. So it's nacho cheese. Wait, no, let's start over. Flour tortilla, nacho cheese, right? The meat, the hamburger meat. Boom. Then the corn tortilla, flat, hard shell. Then the sour cream, lettuce, tomato, whatever, or like pico de gallo on top of that. Oof. Then some shredded cheese. Then you fold it over and you slap it on the grill or the frying pan. So good. So good. DHL got the laziest drivers. They didn't even knock. Yeah, they don't knock anymore. None of them do. Amazon doesn't. UPS doesn't. FedEx doesn't. Yeah, USPS does sometimes. Not always, depending on the mail lady. My mail lady is the worst. She's terrible. I don't like her. Sorry you weren't available. We couldn't deliver your package. Yeah, that's terrible. Oh, they didn't even just leave it. Mine, they just drop and leave. I've gotten my Mint RF70 camera, $1,000 camera, set outside. They didn't care. Here you go. I quite enjoy black and white 600 film. Just keep in mind that you might need to lower exposure a tad. It's true. If anyone has any experience shooting like duochrome, I would imagine it being exactly the same process, shooting in black and white. Even though I've never shot black and white, so don't take my advice. But I'm pretty sure, because it's basically the same thing. It's just it's got color instead of no color. Instead of black and white, it's black and yellow or black and green, so on and so forth. Using the I-type film, yeah. Depending on that batch, I know the early stuff, especially early I-type film, when it expired or when it was older, because technically Polaroid doesn't say film expires. We all associate it expiring after a year, but it doesn't mean it's bad. But older I-type film would kind of soften the images or that milky look that you're talking about. Maybe check the date of the production, but I don't think your camera should be having that sort of an effect. Did you happen to have a fog machine on? I learned that one the hard way too. If you're shooting with a fog machine with a flash, it will screw up the image quite a bit because the flash is lighting up the fog. Anyway, but I digress. I really want to get a Polaroid that takes the best quality pictures. Which one do you recommend? I've briefly talked about this earlier. The best ones, if you want to get the best one, get the SLR 680. Polaroid SLR 680. It's gonna be expensive, but for me, I don't care about having the best quality for Polaroid. I'll bust out my phone or digital camera or whatever if I want that, just because that's not what they're for. Now, if they don't function right and they overexpose your image, that's a different story. Stay away from that Polaroid Now Plus. Double exposure on 600 Polaroid cameras. That don't have this function. Have you tried some? What do you mean? 600. Oh, 600 cameras. Okay. There's ways to do it. You can trick the camera into thinking that I don't remember the process, but you like take the picture and then you open the camera door at the same time, and then you close it and then you take another photo. Doesn't always work on every camera though, but for double exposure on a 600 camera, yeah, I don't know. I know iType, you can do it. That trick also works on the One Step 2. It doesn't have a double exposure option, but you can trick it into doing so, which that's pretty cool. I don't use double exposures in my personal thing, so. Oh yes, the bots are in. I have no way to ban them right now. I was wondering when the bots would show up. Where were you when the bots showed up? What has been the hardest thing to take pictures of with instant film? Ooh, hardest things to take. My animals, my dogs. He's gotten better. He's actually here. He's sleeping on the couch in the front of the studio. One of my dogs, but he's gotten used to it. But he hated it in the beginning. So him to get good shots of him has been troublesome because he moves around, or I just can't get a good exposure of him because he's all black, and it's tough to get that of him, a good shot of him. So I'd say my pets. One of my dogs, he don't care. He's just lazy. He just sleeps and he's good to go. But yeah, him specifically has been the hardest one. But yeah, I think that would be where it's at. Thank you for the grace stream. Oh, well, hey, sleep good, because we expect more power outages tomorrow. What? Why are you having power outage? What's going on? Where are you? Ooh. Oh, I think I know. Well, hopefully you don't lose power. And wait for new videos on the channel. I got lots of them coming, so stay tuned. If you're in the Netherlands, you should come to. Ooh, I can't pronounce that. It's an old city. I do want to go to the Netherlands. I know some few people there. That would be pretty fun. I post my travels on Instagram when I go around to places, and I try to meet up with people when I can. So look there, you never know. I tried the double exposure hack on the One Step 2. It went terribly. Yeah, it's practice. Because you're doing something that's not meant to be done. The camera's not supposed to be able to do it, but I've seen people do it and get good results. But yeah, it's tricky. Yeah, you got to be quick about it. Thank you. It's for personal gifts. Love the channel. Oh, thanks. Yeah, if you want the best, camera out there, get yourself the SLR680. Or if you want, just get SX70. But just the the SLR680 just has all the bells and whistles, flash, autofocus, glass lens, SLR, all that good stuff. But if you want to get something a little bit cheaper, a little bit, even now they're starting to go up in price. But like the SX70 sonar, that's a little bit cheaper, but it shoots SX70 film unless you get it converted. No fog machine this time, but thanks. Yeah, I didn't think so. But I always forget sometimes. I'm like thinking, oh, it's digital. I'm bust out the fog machine, get an atmosphere going, shine some lights, and it'll look super cool. And you can take a picture with instant film, and it's doesn't work, especially with flash. But yeah, so fun fact there. On 600 cameras, yeah, you can make a tool to do double exposures. It lifts the pick arm. Interesting. That seems like a lot of work to get a double exposure. Just get a camera that does it, I think, at that point. That's my personal opinion. Just get yourself the Polaroid Now. Now does it. The regular Now. Yes, it does it. It's not obvious on how to do it. You have to push, you double tap to get the double exposure on the Now, but yeah, I think I would do that at that point, get one of those. Where is this comment? What happened? It froze. There we go. That's my life with my black cat. Yeah, it's like impossible. It's hard to get a clear shot without having her look like a black blob. I know, or just eyes. You know how many shots I have? It's like a pitch black room and just like these white eyes in the middle of Paco. It's crazy. So a lot of times I'll dress them up a little bit to try and at least add some sort of contrast in the image for separation. Ukraine, mate, hey, stay safe out there. Now that we have the outages every day. Well, hey, stay safe out there, and yeah, have a good night. Check out Where Are Film Junkies. What's that? What's that about? Is that a self-plug? Or is that something that we should be looking into? Let me know. Well, yeah. So I can't wait to get back to some of these other live streams I'm going to be doing and get onto a schedule. I want to do weekly live streams. I was thinking Fridays, but I think I'm going to be releasing the podcasts on Fridays every other week, or at least once a month. I'm still determining the schedule for the podcast. If you didn't know already, there's a few options you have with the podcast. You can watch it here on YouTube. You can watch and listen to it on Spotify in video form and audio form. And then if you are if you're a part of the Spitfire Club, the membership area, you get to watch the extended version, yes, of the podcast as well. There's one episode right now, just launched it. I already am working on some fun episodes coming up, a couple guests. I want to at least I want to make the podcast where there's a guest on every episode. I don't think I'll ever do one where it's just me talking by myself. I don't know. I don't think that's cool. I'd rather have a conversation that you guys get to listen to. Dave, if you're still in here, the conversations that we have, woo! I know we joked about it and talked about it all the time. Like we should just record these conversations and make a podcast. So I'm sure he'll be popping up at some point on the old cast, the old podcast. But if you guys haven't checked it out already, consider checking it out. I interviewed and chatted with Dennis. He is the owner of Chromatic Parts. He does the camera conversions, camera mods. It's pretty cool. And I have a camera being sent to him as we speak. I can't wait to get that back. It's going to be really, really cool. Ooh, excuse me. In your 3D printing days, did you ever come across good Polaroid accessories? Yeah, I printed a couple of things. Then the printer broke. And then I'm like, oh, not really broke. I think I've already told people that. But I'm going to be looking into getting a new printer, a bigger one, and start that stuff up again. But there are some cool ones. I printed some modifications of my own to be able to mount lenses to like 1-step 2 cameras and the plus cameras. And I printed mounts for I was getting ready to print like mounts to be able to put on SX70 cameras that don't have the tripod mount. And then, what else did I find? There's some other things. But yeah, I want to get back into that because there's some cool things I want to make. Any thoughts on the Jolly Look auto square camera? I have the Jolly Look mini pinhole one, but that one, I guess, has been in Kickstarter mode for like years. And I know Dave, Knoptop, he ordered one, and he's been waiting for it ever since. And he's really mad that I got the mini one because they sent me one for review to check out, the preliminary one to announce their Kickstarter for that one. He's like, I haven't even gotten mine. So who knows if that even exists and it will happen. So hopefully it does. So I don't really have any thoughts on it because I don't know much about it because it doesn't really come out. It hasn't come out. I have to go to school tomorrow, but do not want to leave to wake up in 5 hours. Oh, so wait, what's that mean? Are you going to bed? Are you heading out? School's important. Stay in school. Plan on getting the Polaroid Lab. Will it work with the Samsung? Sorry, I mean, I'm sure it would. The only thing it would ever have a problem with is smaller phones. The app itself converts the image into the right size to fit. There we go. Into that little square. So I would assume it would. I would assume. Yeah, there he is. He's still here. Yeah, he's still waiting on that camera. The square one. Yeah, I got the it's right over there. I can't reach it. It's just out of reach. The Jolly Look. I need to mess around with that more. It's pretty cool. It's fun. But yeah, the square one looks way better. Hopefully it comes out one day. Hopefully it does. What do you think of the most interesting thing coming up in the space? Most interesting thing coming up in space? Interesting question. I don't know. It's all been kind of the same, and like nothing really is like happening like bigger. Like I want instant photography. How do I explain this? It's a great question, and it's something I've been kind of thinking about and being conscious of, because the community of instant photographers are we're not that large, or we're just spread out very far, and I want to do something to be able to bring us back together. That's why I'm kind of doing my own event, to try and like compensate for that, make it fun. Because I don't think there's that much interesting things happening outside of like people opening up repair shops for their cameras, or doing cool modifications, or creating instant photography like polaroid or instax like camera backs for film cameras. That stuff's fascinating and interesting, but like I think it's starting to, I don't know. I want it to grow and be bigger, because then that just means we can do a lot more, and newer companies can form and create new things, like create new cameras, or just bring the cost down of stuff, because it is a supply and demand thing like we talked about. So I want to get something going to where it's like people have something to look forward to each year, and like know like, hey, I'm going to go there for a couple of days. We're going to have a blast. We're going to walk around, shoot some photos, and meet new like-minded people. Party it up here at the studio with food and drinks and bands and all sorts of fun stuff like that. Contests, prizes. Yeah, so but your question has been on my mind. And that's why like I think I just need to take control of some of that and do it myself. And actually start a movement, not movement, but like start to do something more, just more in this world, this community of instant photography, or photographers, in general. I know there's Polacon, but like, what happens at Polacon? Like I'm not trying to like talk down or negative about what they do, because I think just getting people together in general is awesome. But like for somebody like me, like, hey, I want to travel and go to this. Where can I learn about last year's? There's like nothing. There's no videos. There's no photos really, and there wasn't any further advertising for the event. There was like nothing to like talk about or show what we'd be getting into, So that's where I'm going to come in and do something to make it a little bit more interesting. Because I don't think there's a lot going on right now outside of cool people making custom cameras and whatnot. Anyway, little tangent / rant there. It's Polacon. And it's a good question. Again, I don't want to talk about or talk negative about it, but like it sounds like a Polaroid convention, right? Polacon. And I would assume like it's a place that we would go to, like a comic convention would be. Show up, there's vendors, there's people, there's activities to do, like, well, we're going to go over here and shoot some photos and maybe have some celebrity guests. I mean, I'm comparing it to Comic-Con, but like Comic-Con has celebrity guests and you get to meet people. But like in our world, we'll contact a bunch of, YouTube content creators, get them to show up, and be a part of it type of thing. But like, maybe they do that, but there's nothing online. Like there's no like videos of people creating any sort of like advertising stuff to show like, hey, this is what we did. It's a good time. It's like, I don't know. There's nothing. So I don't know exactly what Polacon is. I've only seen some random people's like Instagram stories of them at like a bar and grill or something, like in a back like patio with like some people like just sitting at not park benches, but like a picnic table, like eating some food and just chatting it up. That's all I've ever seen from that, and that's fine. But like I want to get us together. I want us to party. I want us to take photos, have a blast. I have a space now for it. And if you want to fly out here, there's a motel right next door to my studio, so it's kind of a perfect location. But I digress a little bit. More on that later. It's coming. Some fun stuff. I got some ideas. Are there any must-have accessories? Depending on the camera you have, but an external flash, like plug in for SX70 or any sort of the other vintage ones, like Like there's some for like a hand, they're on like a handle, but they're all for like these types of cameras. That one, a remote shutter button, if you can get your hands on one, definitely. And an ND filter, which are apparently extremely scarce these days, and they don't make them. I guess Polaroid stopped making them. So you need to pretty much make your own, which is, it's an ND4, I believe. If you want to use 600 in these. Those would be my 3 top ones to make sure you have in your camera bag. So there you go. Well, I think I should wrap up. Yeah, I think I should wrap it up. Well, I've been live for what, 2 hours? No, hour? When did I go live? It's like 2:30, right? Wow. Dang. Hey, thank you so much for checking in and chatting, asking questions. I don't know why I'm pulling these in more, but I am. It was really fun. I'm going to do a lot more of these coming up. I want to start getting on a weekly schedule again, doing live streams. And the problem I haven't been able to do, or the reason I haven't been able to do is because I still have client work and jobs and stuff, and that interferes with my scheduling to be able to make it happen. I might try and do them on Saturdays, maybe. I'm just gonna tell my clients, sorry, too bad. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna work on the weekends. But I wanna get back into weekly, every same time, same day, so you know where to go and come hang out and talk instant photography stuff, show off stuff I've gotten in the mail, any breaking news in the instant world. Sometimes there are, sometimes there is, sometimes. But yeah, wait, a couple questions. We'll wrap up with these. How often do I use a Polaroid lab? So not every day, not even every week, not even every month. It's only sometimes. But I will be using it a lot more now because of the podcast, and I think I'll have a thumbnail template in place because I have to have a thumbnail for the podcast on YouTube, and it will be, I use these for that. So it's just a picture of the guests that are coming on, and so I will translate it into a Polaroid for the thumbnail. So I'll be using it potentially every week, but I love to have it in my arsenal of tools. It's great. Wow, people are now starting to join in as we're about getting ready to wrap it up. I'll answer these last few questions and we will hit the road. So I'm going to go pick up that camera. What would happen if you use 600 film in, I'm assuming you mean in a SX70 camera with no ND filter and no conversion? Your photo would be extremely overexposed, more than likely pure white. If you were outside at night on a tripod, you might get something, potentially. It could work, it potentially could work. But yeah, it would be completely overexposed, like, because the shutter speed doesn't match. So there you go. Best time of your life. Appreciate it. I'm assuming, hopefully you're talking about hanging out. That'd be awesome. Awesome, exactly. Awesome. I've been great. I've just been super busy. Very busy, which is a good thing. I meant film. Yeah, I know exactly what you meant. So hopefully that answers that question. It would just be overexposed. Worse than the Polaroid Now Plus. You wouldn't be able to see your image. But I think that's a good stopping point, you guys. Ooh, I get to roll the credits. Roll them credits. There they are. You guys, thank you so much for joining the live stream and coming in. If you want to join even more, check out the Patreon page. Yeah, become a Spitfire Club member. Behind the scenes, exclusive videos, 24-hour early access to my videos as well. Monthly photos sent to your door. And this weekend is on Sunday. Yeah, on Sunday. This Sunday, 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, the first ever Spitfire Club group meeting, Zoom call. Yes, we get to talk. It's going to be awesome. More details about that over on Patreon. Consider checking it out. And plus other perks as well, being a member. Really appreciate y'all. Thank you so much for joining in. I'll see you very soon. Don't know when, but very, very soon. You know me, I post videos pretty frequently. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you. Bye.